What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the movie collection series. I don't know what to call it yet, but today we are going to try and expand on what you can see here. Now, I will improve on this. Can you see that switch? Don't know. I will improve on this and the way that we display it. Maybe I'll change the angle and stuff. I'm really not sure. However, for today, we are going to pick up a Facebook Marketplace pickup of DVDs. That's right. That age-old media that people have forgotten about and are just trying to flog. You can find bundles, and batches of DVDs on Facebook for very little money. People will start high and then after a while no one wants them. They will lower the prices down and down and down. I'm watching quite a few on Facebook right now that started off as like £50 for this entire bundle that are now currently at £20 for this entire bundle that will, I'm sure, at some point drop down even further again. So here is the Facebook post, £15 down from 25. You can't really see an awful lot, but I saw enough there for me to think, right, well, this is worth a tenner. So shot out a message, will you take £10? Yes, I will. And I went to pick them up. Now, I didn't have any footage of me picking them up. I don't like doing that on the doorstep. What I have is this. So I had to, it's like a warren where I live. Like there's little side streets and everything. So I had to just dart down one of those, and that is some in the bag, like my backpack, and then the rest just in this bag. They didn't give me a bag. They literally just gave me like stacks of these things. So Flight of the Living Dead on top, some Blu-rays underneath. Some of them are sealed as well. Let's take a look what we picked up. Again, trades in for something. Like all the ones that I've picked out will trade in for more than £1, and I think that was my rule. If I have, and I do have, a fair few DVDs that are just not really worth trading in or not worth trying to sell separately, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bundle them, and for every 5 or 4, I think probably 5 DVDs that I have, I'm going to allocate £1 to them because I will sell them for 5 for £1 in a car boot sale when they reopen or something along those lines. So I'm gonna recoup £1 for every 5 that don't trade in. That does trade in. It is complete. It's in good enough condition to trade. That's going to go in first. Up next we have, I think there's 2 of these. There is. So there's what I believe is the original of this, the Friday the 13th, just the standard DVD. Trades in for a little bit more than £1. Not worth keeping because you can get these now Blu-ray and 4K, so I'm never going to watch a DVD, so that's going in. There is another one again, it's the remake from, is it like 2013, 2010? Can't remember what the date is exactly, but that trades in as well, so we're going to just chuck it in. And then we have what is a pretty decent little box set of the 3 films. It is Hellraiser. I think this actually trades in for about 4 or 5. It may even go in for 6. I can't quite remember which one it is because I'm getting it confused with the amount that I get for this. Now this is the Wrong Turn box set. Now there are what, 6 or 7 of these, not including the reboot, which by the way is horrendous. That for some reason trades in again for about 4 or 5. It may even be 6. Let's move on to another couple of films. So this is one I actually want to keep, and this is Flight of the Living Dead.
He's got to be in one of these dogs. Frankie, coming up.
Now, ironically, I already own this on DVD, but it was in this bundle as well. So you can't get this on Blu-ray, to the best of my knowledge, and you definitely can't get it 4K. It is not a particularly great film. However, I love zombies, I love horror, and it falls under both of those categories. So I will be keeping this as part of the collection. And then the next one is going to be Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Now this surprised me when I scanned it because I've had this film about 20 times already. It trades in for £1. It's a good film, actually, if you haven't seen it before. It's like a comedy horror.
Oh, it's the pancakes. You hate pancakes. I'm gonna make you something else.
It is pretty decent, but again, trades in for £1, which did surprise me. But you can pick it up on Blu-ray, and I'm pretty sure you could probably pick it up in 4K at some point as well. Let's go to one that really surprised me. So this is I would say foreign, because I'm guessing it is. I have no idea what language this would be in. There we go. So it's going to be German. It has to be. This might be a war from the Germans' perspective, but this is Come and See. I don't know anything about this. That trades in for £6. They sell it for 12. I know nothing about it. I like the sort of genre, but it has no interest in me, so that's going in for sure. Up next, 2 box sets, and then we are done. Final Destination trilogy. Of course, there are six films. I love all the Final Destinations. For me, they're as good as each other. I know a lot of people disagree, or the first one's the best, the second one's okay, the third one's trash, blah, blah. I get it. A lot of people have different opinions. I like all of them, but I'm never going to watch them on DVD, so they'll get traded in. Again, I don't know how much it trades in for. And finally, Hostel 1, 2, and 3. Again, good films. They do get progressively worse, in my opinion, but they are still decent horror popcorn type movies. This doesn't trade in for much at all. In fact, it may only go in for £1. And we are looking at The Purge. Now, I don't know if that trades in. If it does trade in for more than £1, it's probably going to go in. If not, then I'll just keep it in the collection for now. Sealed stuff, when it comes to video games, tends to sell for more if you want to sell it separately. This isn't going to be one of those situations, I don't think. So I don't know what's going to happen with these yet because I haven't had time to look through them properly. But that is sealed. Up next is going to be the Piranha 3D. I think that probably will get kept because I do like the film and I don't think you can get it 4K. So that's that one. Every collection has to have this. The In-Betweeners.
That's the kids' toilet.
Is it?
Yes.
Why's it got a plug hole and a tap then?
Because it's for checking your kid's shit before you flush it.
Oh, that's grim.
Yeah, I know. That's the Continentals, innit? They're dirty.
You can't get that 4K. In fact, you could barely get it on Blu-ray, so that will probably stay just because. Up next is a film that had potential and then kind of just fell off. Chernobyl Diaries. It's good, but it's not good at the same time. It's a really kind of film. But at the same time, I'm not sure you can get that 4K. And if you can't, and it's in the genre of horror, and I find it remotely entertaining, which I do, it'll probably stay in the collection. And this one, if this trades, it will go because you can definitely get it 4K. We saw it in the last video. It is Cabin in the Woods. Again, it's a good film. It could be better, but it is a good film. I think, like I said, if it trades for more than £1, it's just going to go because you can get it 4K, so why would I want to keep it? I don't really see the point. So another sealed one. This is Rec. It's actually Rec 2. This is the Spanish horror film that I would say Hollywood butchered, but it's an unpopular opinion. I like Quarantine. I even like Quarantine 2. I wish they'd make Quarantine 3 or reboot it altogether once again. But yeah, the Rec films obviously started it all. They do it better. It's a lot more quote-unquote scary than Quarantine. But that is sealed, and that will probably stay in the collection because, again, I don't think you can get that 4K, and that's going to be the ultimate goal here. Moving on to another sealed one. You can get this 4K, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. That is The Conjuring. Like I said, it is sealed. The slipcover isn't, but the actual thing itself is. Just showing you the back of another one. That will probably remain in the collection for now, and I think if I'm going to get rid of it, it's going to be sold rather than traded because it does have a slipcover and it is sealed and it is a popular film. This is one of those that isn't going to trade, and I'm just going to have to keep it. It is Family Guy, something Dark Side. I used to watch Family Guy a lot. I don't watch it anymore. Not because I don't like it. I just don't ever watch it. The Collector, which again, I don't think you can get 4K, so the Blu-ray is the best version. That means it's going to stay in the collection. And finally, a film that I actually really liked, and it definitely could have been better, sure. Any film probably can be better, but it's Apollo 18.
Looks like the hull's insulation is damaged.
Something's moving. Something's inside my suit. Nate!
So as you may or may not be able to tell from this, because it is a little bit blurry and I've had to blur a few things out as well, we're at £21.60 in credit from what we've traded in. Now I've kept a lot of it and I'll quickly flick through what I've kept in just a second and what will go into the collection. The rest of it is just going to be binned off and sold as and when. But £21.60 in CEX credit to be able to buy something for the collection. I did say in the first episode that I wanted to try and avoid some of the older titles. Anything filmed pre-2015 generally isn't going to look that great in 4K. The older, the worse it'll look, basically. So anything filmed in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s, it's probably going to have to be an upscaled, like, through Blu-ray into 4K, it's just not going to look particularly great, and I want to avoid those kind of things. But at the same time, I want them in the collection as well. It's really, really weird. It's not going to look great, but yeah, even though it's a bit of a contradiction of what I said, I'm still probably going to do it. There's not an awful lot in this CEX, unfortunately. There were like the Lost Boys down there, San Andreas, which I actually quite like, even though a lot of people don't. I like a lot of trash films, and I'm not ashamed to admit it either. There was Apocalypse Now there, which I think actually is now £15, but they've got it priced up at £12. But what I decided to do was only spend £18 of it, and you saw me pick it up. It is The Thing. This is the original Thing. I don't know how that's going to look. Probably not very good. I think it's a 2-disc job. It is a 2-disc, and I do still have credit left. So there's a 2-disc there. No manual. No, I'm used to saying that, of course. But £18 spent, so we do still have about £3 left. I could have bought something else, but I decided against it. Didn't really want to pick up something that I was never going to watch or never liked. Sometimes you'll pick up a film you don't have any intention of watching anytime soon, but you have seen it before and you know you like it. That's fine. But when it comes to picking up films that I'm just going to have on the shelf, like Trolls, I think was there for a £5, or Emoji Movie, I'm not going to just buy it for the sake of it, obviously. So we've got about £3 to spend in another CEX or in another time that we go back there. But for now, we are going to put The Thing into the collection. Don't really have that in any sort of alphabetical order, so it'll just slide onto the shelf there. Like I said, I am going to try and put these somewhere else so that they're not mixed in with the video game stuff, but for right now it will just go on the shelf right there. So I am keeping a lot of Blu-ray and one DVD. So the DVD obviously is Flight of the Living Dead. We're keeping that because you can't get it in a better format, and I do like the film. Like I said, I will collect the odd DVD. These, for the most part, we're gonna keep them all. That's all the Blu-ray that we got with that DVD Blu-ray bundle. Like I said, I am going to try and put these somewhere else so that they're not mixed in with the video game stuff. But for right now, it will just go on the shelf right there. So I am keeping a lot of Blu-ray and one DVD. So the DVD obviously is Flight of the Living Dead. We're keeping that because you can't get it in a better format, and I do like the film. Like I said, I will collect the odd DVD. These, for the most part, we're gonna keep them all. That's all the Blu-ray that we got with that DVD Blu-ray bundle. Now, I don't really like with this, for example. You can get that 4K in a box set, so that will go eventually, but for right now it's just going to sit on the shelf. And I don't think... another one here, The Conjuring. Again, you can get that 4K, I'm pretty sure, so that will go eventually. So those two won't remain in the collection, but for now they're just going to sit on the shelf. Same with Cabin in the Woods, actually, because you can get that 4K, so that'll go. But these... that's the highest quality you can get all of these in, so they will remain in the collection until they possibly get a 4K release, although unlikely. Family Guy is only staying because it doesn't sell for anything. If I can find a buyer who wants to give me £1 for it, maybe I'll do it, but it'll stay for now. And there we are. So they will go, I would say, on the shelf, but there's not going to be any room for those, so I'll have to put them somewhere else for now. They will go on the shelf, but they will be sold. Flight of the Living Dead will go in the collection as well. So there we go. I mean, for what was a £10 pickup, and I've got a lot of DVD down there that we will probably get about £4 or £5 back for. And say we get, I don't know, £4 for those possibly, and maybe the Family Guy as well. If we could get like £4 for those, and then £4 for those, we've spent £2 to get The Thing and all these Blu-rays as well. That's how, hopefully anyway, going forward, we're going to do the collection. But that's it for today. If you have enjoyed this episode of the movie collection challenge, or whatever it may be, then do me a favour and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.